What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and Kevin Wildes talk about the Baltimore Ravens on their show First Things First. Before we get started, please, guys, subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 followers or subscribers. Sorry. Once we get to 5,000, we will start doing giveaways. So please do that. I'm really excited about that, and I want to make the community as rewarding for you guys as it is for, I think, me being able to talk to you guys. So I would enjoy that a lot. So let's get into it.
Twice this year. New report out of Baltimore. Lamar and the Ravens might be checking notes $100 million apart on guaranteed money. You know, the good news is at one point they were 120, so they got down. That's my reporting. Nick, do you think this gets solved or ends in a disaster for Baltimore since they are currently...
So this is a video, guys, just to let you guys know. So they're just throwing pictures out there.
$100 million apart.
They do have a Mac Jones honorary Pro Bowler in Tyler Huntley. So they do have a Pro Bowl backup quarterback there forward to when they trade him to Atlanta. Can we just get there? This is not getting resolved. You can't bridge 100.
The truth is, guys, though, it is looking more and more and more, and it's making me nervous. Guys, I don't think since I've been making videos, I've ever been this afraid. I'm shaking in my boots, guys, because I know Ravens fans want to think, oh, yeah, the Ravens have, been doing this and been doing that. And yes, we're competitive every year, but sooner or later you get tired of being competitive and you want to win. And when you have one of the best young quarterbacks, it makes it easier to win. And if you get rid of him, you have to build up again, right? Let's not we won the Super Bowl in Joe Flacco's last year, and we gave him a new contract, haven't sniffed the Super Bowl since then. And again, arguably the biggest reason is injuries. And we gotta have a quarterback when we finally figure that problem out. That's the issue. We're gonna figure that problem out, the injury problem, and then we're not gonna have a quarterback. I'm afraid. And teams like the Falcons want to jump in. I know people are telling me to stop talking about the Dolphins. Tua's been great. They don't have the capital. I'm only telling you guys what I'm seeing in the streets, okay? Get off my back. I'm only telling you guys what I see in the streets. Come on. All right, so let's get back to it.
$100 million gap in an offseason. Atlanta's got the number 8 pick, Desmond Ridder and Kyle Pitts. Send it in. But yeah, instead of trading an additional first rounder, you're going to have, send it in. You have Kyle Pitts and Mark Andrews because you don't have other receivers in Baltimore. Greg, I don't think this is getting done, and I don't think Baltimore's playing, or Lamar's playing another game for Baltimore.
Wanted to say, terrible trade. Again, just not enough assets in return. Of course, that was a joke that he made, but I'm just saying, terrible trade. Don't do that trade, please.
Yeah, I've been on the it's going to get done. They'll figure it out. They'll find a way. And the more these reports come out, the more I'm like, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And a large in part is because I believe when you experience something similar where you've paid a quarterback and you had a really good team and a nucleus of personnel, and then it didn't work out and you had to rebuild that, which the Baltimore Ravens did with Joe Flacco, then you find yourself in this same situation with Lamar. It gives you a tremendous amount of pause. And so with Lamar being this far apart, I think he should.
Yeah, and so here's the issue with that thinking. I get the logical progression of it. I really do, right? And I get all of that. However, one championship is worth it. And that's the thing. One championship is worth 4 bad years after that. 100% is. 100% is. Right? Think of all the teams that have more than one championship. Very little. Very, very little, right? There are teams in the league that don't have any championships, guys. So a championship is worth it. You know how many head coaches have championships? Very little. Very little. I think we're coming up on Super Bowl 53, if I'm correct. Or 54. Don't quote me. You got to remember, when it comes to, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, right? Joe Montana got, 4 of them. Tom Brady has, 7 of them, whatever. Peyton Manning got 2 of them. Terry Bradshaw got 4 of them. So there isn't a wide margin. Like, it's not, you can't just go get someone and get a Super Bowl, right? There are not a lot of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, especially compared to other positions, right? Because other positions are more able to be flexed in and out. So I'm nervous. I'm like Greg, $100 million, guys, is a lot. That's a big bridge to gap, and I'm a little nervous about that, to be honest. It's a giant bridge. It's a giant bridge to gap.
To get his money. I don't think it will be there any longer, but he will get paid. Atlanta definitely is.
Atlanta's got the money, and they would embrace him. Brew, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't mind seeing him in Atlanta. That'd be fun. But here's what I want to throw at you guys. Why not? Why don't they just do the exclusive franchise tag on him?
Because I don't think he'll
play there under the tag.
I don't think he'll sign it.
He's a gamer. He's a baller. I don't know.
He's a gamer and a
like
baller. But I think towards the end of this year, in this season, we saw like he's willing to sit.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
But he used that. I mean, he had an out. I'm not gonna say there's nothing. If I get hurt and I want to save my reputation, but I have an opportunity to lean into the fact that I am hurt, I'm doing it.
And if I'm Baltimore, I'm terrified that if he's on the franchise tag and he gets dinged again at the end of next year, it's going to be 3 straight years he's not available at the end because he doesn't have the long-term security. I think he's moved. I think his next game's with somebody else. Okay. Maybe the Patriots.
Okay, all right, that was crazy at the end about the Patriots, but they're not wrong. They're not wrong, and even if we franchise tag him, it will be restrictive to our cap, as restrictive as it would be if we sign a contract. Again, when I'm not worried if we sign a 5-year deal, a 4-year deal. I'm not worried about years 3, 4, and 5 because the salary cap will have risen by then. I'm worried about these. I'm worried about this year, and I'm actually more worried about what we're going to do years 4 or 5 without him, right? Because we're not going to have a quarterback. And I'm going to do a video where I go down the list of quarterbacks who are drafted in the first round. And I'm telling you guys, the hit rate on quarterbacks in the first round is like 20%. It's 20%. And to think that we can just go get another quarterback because we had, a good quarterback before, and Joe Flacco is. We've only had 2 good quarterbacks in the history of the Ravens. Right now, again, it's a shorter history than everybody else's history, but it's been 25 years at least, right? 96, yeah, so maybe not 25, but it's been over 20 years, and we've only had 2 good quarterbacks. And one of those good quarterbacks was, good, but with an asterisk, right? He was really good in the playoffs, but during the regular season, he wasn't like change your franchise good. So Lamar is change your franchise good. And so being $100 million apart is still tough, though. I don't think that's realistic to bridge that gap. I'm hoping they can bridge it. I 100% believe that's the gap because that's what we've been seeing reports of. We've been seeing reports that he wants Deshaun Watson money, which I believe is $230 guaranteed. The Ravens have been offering $150, right? You don't, and then that's $80 million. Round up to $100 million to make it look like a good headline. So I believe that 100%. I'm nervous, guys. You guys have to let me know. Are you nervous? Like I'm nervous because I honestly do not know. I do not know if Lamar will be a Raven next year. I'm hoping he is, but I think the only option may be the franchise tag and just take the risk of him not showing up. So. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks, and go Ravens.